We got Bengals and Ravens Thursday night football. Let's talk a little pigskin. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more football. That's right, we got Thursday night football at the start of Week 10 in the NFL already. Quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video will be out after this one later tonight, so be sure to check that out for the Thursday slate, that's for sure. But we got two giveaways. That's right, Outlier, one free month to two different people. Here's what you got to do. Hit the like button and leave a comment below. That's it. We will pick two random people and you will get one free month of Outlier. And if you don't know much about Outlier, well, I don't know where you've been, because it's the best player prop research tool out there on the market today. I use it every single day. Love that I get to work with them as well. So click the link below and you get a 7-day free trial. But before we get into anything, I just want to mention a lot of you guys know Ev from Guy Boston Sports. He's working through some issues on his main channel right now, and he just hit 100,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. Just a really good dude. He had to start a new channel for right now. It's called More Guy Boston Sports. Be sure to go check that out. He's already releasing his NBA videos, Thursday Night Football videos, all that kind of stuff. Unfortunate what happened. Hopefully he gets it figured out, but just want to make sure I point out, you guys go check it out if you are looking for him. It's called More Guy Boston Sports. So let's get into it, and it's time for the NFL Fun Fact. Here we go. It's a current one, too. The Lions have more touchdowns than incompletions during this 6-game winning streak. That is absolutely bonkers to me. And did I mention I picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year? Just saying. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap Monday Night Football, and then we're going to give you a preview and our best bets for the Ravens and Bengals Thursday night in the AFC North Showdown, and we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, come join us. Hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 32,000 subscribers. All right, let's get into it, and it's recap time. All right, there's the recap from Monday Night Football. Well, we didn't hit Rachaad White in the ladder, half unit and a quarter unit on both, but Rachaad White had a 9-yard catch that would have cashed the over 23.5 receiving yards. But of course, it got brought back by a penalty, because every NFL game I watch has like 20 penalties per game. I don't know what's going on. It is killing the flow of the game, but that's not an excuse. He just didn't cash, just got unlucky there. And then Baker Mayfield over 22.5 completions. We actually got lucky, kind of lucky on this one. He took all the way down the field on the very last drive, on the very last pass in regulation to tie the game in the end zone, was his 23rd completion. So we take the 1-1 split. We are 71-76, up 1.87 units. It's just not good enough. Had some tough beats lately, but that doesn't mean we can't go on a hot streak. So that is the Monday Night Football recap. And now it's time for the Bengals and Ravens. All right, we got an AFC North showdown in Baltimore, where the Ravens are hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Ravens -6. Total in this game is 53.5. Let's talk a little bit about this game. Ravens won earlier this season in an absolute shootout, 41-38 in an overtime game. Bengals have now won 3 of their last 4 games, but it does help that they were against the Giants, Browns, and Raiders. So, but Ravens are coming off an absolute shellacking of the Denver Broncos. They just ran away from it in the second half, won 41-10. Some quick notable injuries. Baltimore, Isaiah Likely is likely out. So funny. He's actually out. Actually, that's not likely. T. Higgins is out in this game. That is a big injury for the Bengals. Against the spread records, Ravens 2-1-1 against the spread at home this year. Bengals are tied for the best road against the spread record in the NFL. 4-0 ATS on the road, tied with the Chiefs. Over-under records, 2 big over teams. Ravens are the number 1 over team in the NFL, 8-1 to the over. Bengals 6-3 to the over. Hence why you see a 53.5 total for this game. All right, I got 2 bets right now. The first one is my big 1-unit play. Give me Cool Joe Burrow over 265.5 passing yards at -110 on Bet365 for 1 unit. Now, I was going to ladder this to 300 plus, but I haven't yet. If I do add it, I'll let you know. T. Higgins being out kind of made me stay away from maybe laddering, but I do think he could go 300 plus in this one. So, tailing a quarterback versus the Ravens, if you've been doing it all year, you've been doing very well. We'll talk about who's been doing well, or who's done well against them already this year. But as you can tell by this outlier screenshot, this is not a hit rate parlay at all. He's only over this in 2 of 9 games this year, and one of the 2 was against the Ravens defense. Yes, 392 yards on 30 for 39 passing. Burrow's pass attempts line right now is at 35.5. I actually like the over 35.5. It's almost the best bet. He's going to chuck the ball all over the field. The Ravens defense are dead last in pass yards given up per game. We've talked about this all year long. It's not even really close. They've given up 280.9 yards per game. The next closest is the Jaguars at 264.3. They've given up the fifth most pass yards per attempt as well, not generating as much pressure as we're used to seeing from the Ravens. They are 13th lowest quarterback pressure rate, 6th lowest quarterback hurry rate. When they do get in, they can get some sacks. But quarterbacks versus Baltimore this year, let's just talk about it. This is absolutely insane, guys. 291 yards for Patrick Mahomes. He's averaging 242 a game. 276 to Gardner Minshew, 379 to Dak Prescott. The only game they held someone down was just an absolute shellacking primetime game where they didn't have the ball much either, but 180 to Josh Allen. He's the one that went under. 392 to Mr. Joe Burrow already. 269 to Jaden Daniels. 370 to Baker Mayfield. 334 to Jameis Winston. And then last week, in a blowout, 223 to Bo Nix. Guys, that's kind of like 300 to everyone else. Bo Nix averages like 204 a game or something like that. So 7 of 9 quarterbacks versus Baltimore have already gone over this line, including Joe Burrow himself, who went over 100 yards over this line earlier this season. So we know they're going to be throwing it a ton. I like this matchup here. I know T. Higgins is gone, but I think they're going to be able to use Gesicki. Obviously, you got Jamar Chase, who's another option who could be a ladder play on this game because I think he could have an absolutely huge game, especially with how they're using him. They're using him out of the backfield a little bit to get him better matchups. And I just think he's going to have a huge game in this one. But also the game script playing from behind, if they do play from behind and we see another shootout, I expect him to throw for 300 plus, but I just need the over 265.5. So that is my first best bet for one unit. Second one, it's been a rough couple weeks on anytime touchdowns, that's for sure. But I'm not shying away because the value's too good. It's only a quarter unit play for me. Give me Mark Andrews anytime touchdown plus 225 on Bet365. He's been much more involved lately. Now, if you had Mark Andrews on your fantasy team, you probably hated him the first 4 weeks. He now has, though, 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games. He had 4 red zone targets in his last 3 games as well. The first 4 weeks, he had 0 red zone targets. He was just not a part of it. Isaiah Likely has the highest red zone target share on the team, but like we mentioned, he will be out for this game, so that's also going to help. Andrews had 9 total targets, not red zone, just 9 total targets in the first 4 weeks. He now has 20 targets in the last 5 games. There's nothing to say that he's lost a step or anything. He is still a stud. He's just finally becoming more involved, running a few more routes again. He only had 2 last week, and that's part of the 20 in the last 5 games. So that means he had 18 in the 4 games before that. But he only had 2 last week. It was a complete blowout. They're running all over him and stuff. So, and obviously Denver does have a decent pass defense. But with Isaiah Likely out, I like this one. And then Bengals versus tight ends, giving up 5 touchdowns to tied for the second most in the NFL. The 7th most yards to tight ends, 526. The 7th most receptions to tight ends at 51. If you want to look at an Andrews prop for yards, receptions, something like that, I wouldn't mind that as well. Again, all this info is just to help you out, for you to make your own decision here. But with Andrews looking kind of like his old self and Lamar looking his way in the red zone, I really like Andrews to have a chance to score. You know, as long as he get a couple opportunities at more than 2-1 odds, you gotta love that. So give me Marky Mark to score a touchdown in this game. And that is my final play of the game, along with Joe Burrow. There's a chance I add another half-unit play somewhere. Maybe it's Jamar Chase over yards or something like that. But if I do, it'll be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord like usual. So that's what we got for Thursday Night Football. Now let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 2 best bets. Joe Burrow over 265.5 pass yards at minus 110 for 1 unit. And then Mark Andrews, a little quarter unit sprinkle for an anytime touchdown at plus 220 on Bet365. That's what I got for you. Let's start out week 10 with some winners. Again, any added plays will be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord, which is free. Click that link below. But thank you for the support. As always, hope everyone has a great Thursday, and we'll talk to you soon.